Today's conversation is told by three young adults who are walking toward a town. Their conversation is about how Jesus changed the life of a man named Paul. It's an incredible story. Paul, who was formerly called Saul, was very strict about following all the rules of his religion. Some people think that following rules is the most important thing they need to do. But we will be surprised to see how God's grace finds its way to seek for people you wouldn't imagine God will do a change in them. Let's look at Paul as a person who needed God's grace.
Saul was a recipient of grace. At first he thought that if he followed all the rules perfectly, he would be close to God. But then something amazing happened.
What happened? Did you meet anyone?
Exactly. One day, as Saul was walking toward a place called Damascus, suddenly a bright light shone around him. He fell to the ground and heard a voice. It was Jesus speaking to him.
Jesus asked Saul why he was doing things that were hurting others. Saul was moved. He realized that Jesus was the one he was supposed to follow, not the rules or his own desires.
He met Jesus. But here's the thing. Saul didn't know it was Jesus at first. These were the signs he needs to have in order to learn that it was Jesus. The light, the voice, and going blind. Saul couldn't see for a while, but when he could see again, everything was different.
So you started following Jesus?
Yes. Saul's heart changed completely. He saw things in a new way. From that moment on, he obeyed Jesus as his Lord. He even changed his name to Paul to show that he was a new person who followed Jesus.
Paul learned that it wasn't about following all the rules perfectly, but about having a close relationship with Jesus. He realized that Jesus was the most important of all.
So, it was like Paul had a new pair of glasses and saw everything differently.
That's a good way to put it. Paul saw that Jesus was full of love and grace. I wanted everyone to know that Jesus came to help us and to be with us.
And that's why Paul began to tell everybody about Jesus. He no longer only spoke of the law, but put grace first. He spoke of how much Jesus loves us and wants to be our friend.
What a beautiful story. So, did Jesus change Paul's heart? And did Paul begin to help others know about Jesus as well?
Yes, exactly. Paul discovered that Jesus was the most important person in his life, and he wanted to share that with everyone. It's like when you find something really special and you want to tell all your friends about it.
And you know what? That love and grace that Paul found with Jesus is also for all of us. Jesus wants to be close to everyone, as he was to Paul.
Wow, that's great. I want to learn more about Jesus too.
And you can. Like Paul, we can come to know Jesus and let his love fill our hearts. It's the most special thing in the world.
Saul was so amazed to meet Jesus that he began to tell everyone how wonderful Jesus was and how much Jesus loved them. He learned that Jesus came to show us grace, a special kind of love that we don't have to earn. It is simply given to us because Jesus loves us so much.
This story of Paul as a recipient of God's grace is found in the book of Acts chapter 9. Read it, because this story can change your heart.